EP that plays for 8 with resilience to like Crow Mother for Skellige. I think like Crow Mother is just better than Zoltan in like most scenarios.
Yeah, Chromas can't really get countered, right?
Yeah. Like for Zoltan, it's just 4 points that can be countered by like Purify, but for Crow Mother, it's like you can use it so many times in theory, and it can be countered by Poison. I mean Purify, so yeah, I don't know.
No. Gabor is the one card that is potentially quite strong as a carryover. You can like somehow sneak him in when your opponent can't react to him anymore, then he can be a lot of points in the next round.
Yeah, for the games I played with Dwarves, like Gabor is basically like the MVP in every game. Like sometimes it's just like a 12-point carryover, which just basically wins me the game. It's pretty good. But overall, like Dwarf is just, it needs more power, I think. Especially without control, so yeah, it feels pretty bad.
I don't
like
know.
The one control card they had changed it with the Zoltan, right?
Yeah.
Zoltan have the control ability. But right now the carryover means nothing. I mean, look at Syndicate. Syndicate has a Cone carryover and Skellige have Crow Mother. Little better carryover.
Yeah. Resilience actually feels kind of weak, I guess, in the meta with when you compare it. Like it's good in the vacuum, but when you compare it with other factions, it's just pretty bad. Quite underwhelming.
Yeah, but Resilience is a very dangerous.
Yeah.
If there are too many, I mean.
Yeah, if there's too many.
That will broken the meta, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think they should be quite careful with this mechanic.
Yeah.
It could be overpowered quite easily.
Yeah, but right now it's too weak.
Yeah.
I mean, for the dwarf decks, no.
Hopefully in the next expansion, maybe Dwarf will get some love, but we'll see what the devs would want to do with them.
Yeah, they said they will add some dwarf on the next expansion. I really hope the next expansion will be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they cost like half a year to make expansion.
Yeah, like it's been such a long time since the last expansion. Like when I was looking at that game of like between Garigari and Kolemoen, like I just realized like that game was like from half a year ago, and there hasn't really been any new expansion ever since. It's just feels kind of crazy.
Yeah, the last one was in December, I think. There was one.
Yeah.
December 10th, I think. The same time with DLC Stone expansion. But the Hearthstone expansion.
And I guess we can move on to the next faction, which is Skellige. I didn't really play much Skellige this patch, so I'm not sure how it performs, but I didn't really see any players trying out the Blaze of Glory, the new ability. So what are your guys like? How is SK in this meta so far?
I mean, SK is not too bad. They still have the Gaddiness deck, of course, which is decent. But also the new Ceres, of course, is very strong. And you can play with that card in Small Blood. Even some people tried out Lippy, right? But it's a bit too inconsistent, I think, and you need to really get a very good hand in round 1 to make it work. But overall it's not too bad. I would say Skellige is kind of in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think it's in a pretty good spot because people are playing both Second Wind and Svalbard for Skellige, and having 2 playable leaders just is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, the Skellige is pretty okay, but the new leader ability is pretty weak. I think it's very weak. Pretty weak.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the leader ability is real. I mean, very similar with the open bait brand. The brand, not brand. I mean, you can use leader ability right now in first round, right?
Yeah, you can actually use it early on.
So you have a mulligan problem. I mean, if you want the leader ability maximal, you have to put Yeda in your deck. It's 8 provision, and you can't draw that. You have to mulligan that every time, and even in round 3, I mean, you will over damage, right?
Yeah.
Look at blood money. If you over damage, it will become cones, but the new leader ability don't have that. So if you over damage, if you overpower, I mean if they fix that, like over damage become armor, maybe it will be interesting. Right?
Yeah, you need to get something for over damaging. It's like, otherwise it's just not good enough because it's not reliable to get the points.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think another problem is like SK is a pretty synergistic faction in general, and like Blaze of Glory doesn't really add anything to it. For example, like Second Wind, you can combo it with Great Swords like Wild Boar of the Sea, and Svalbard can work with Ceres and all of the Self-Wind archetype, which is all pretty good. But like Blaze of Glory doesn't really add anything to it. It's just kind of just floating around within the faction, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Skellige card is pretty okay, I think. The Crow Mother is super strong, and the White Sea Ball, and I mean even Hamdar is pretty okay right now.
Yeah.
I mean the card is okay, and I mean the bronze card is pretty okay. I mean the ship, if you can deal the ship, they have a super good engine.
Yeah.
And they have a good combo with the Sea White Ball, I think. So, but I mean Skellige have one problem, is you have to draw Crow Mother in round 1. If you don't draw the Crow Mother, it's I mean, in round 1 Crow Mother is round 2 is it's just okay. In round 3 then. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think Skellige is pretty okay.
Yeah. Skellige is not bad at all, I think.
Yeah, in the middle range.
And moving on, I think like Monsters is probably the worst faction in the meta right now. Like it's just not really seeing any play, and it's not actually strong. Like I think probably the problem is like all of the best decks can really counter monsters, like Scenario, Nilfgaard, and also Syndicate has a lot of poison, which just kills all of your big units in monsters, and it feels pretty bad. And yeah, what are your guys' opinion of the faction?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, there are a lot of like counters to tall units in the game right now. A lot of poison. Poison is just a very efficient way to counter tall units, which is of course bad for monsters. I think even if that wasn't the case, they still don't have that many points though. That might also be an issue. And like with the new leader, there has been this. The new leader ability is pretty weak on its own. If you think about it, it's only 6 points, right?
Yeah.
But it is like potentially good for some like combo stuff, right? Like there's this Plague main deck. I don't know if you've seen it with the
Yeah, so with
Yennefer, right?
Yeah, 60 points, 1 points combo, I think.
Yeah. Problem is it really kind of relies on your opponent not knowing what you're up to. Like
exactly.
If they don't let you in round 1, then this doesn't really work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with the combo is that
combo that on round 3.
Yeah.
You don't have any space. You have to win the round 1.
It just works in round 2 when you are trying to like just give a pretty powerful push for your opponent. But yeah, in round 3 it's kind of useless, I guess. So. And what do you guys think would make like the new monster leader viable? Like, do you think giving it more provisions, or maybe tweaking some of the Death Wish cards would either drop for it? Or...
I mean, so like one of the upsides in theory of this leader, if you would play it in like a consume deck, is that you would be able to play more of the payoff cards for consume and not as many consumers, because you can use your leader to get the consume stun, so to say. But the problem is the payoff cards for consume are not really that strong. It's like, you know, there are things like Harpy Egg is like 8 points for 5 is like okay, right? Like, there's just, there would need to be more like strong consume cards, like cards that you actually want to destroy with the leader, for instance, like stuff like the succubus here, like Miruna, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
That card is kind of good with the leader, maybe, right? It's like there were more cards like that that would maybe make the leader better, but maybe it also just needs like a bit more points.
Yeah, maybe add a provisioning is okay. Like 166. I think I would play that because the leader only have 6 points, right?
Yeah. Only 6 points.
Yeah, 6 points leader, 163 provisioning. No. At least add like 3 provisioning, I think. Or like Kolemoen said, like they have a good consume golden card maybe on the next expansion. Maybe what makes this leader more playable.
Just like make the consume on leader has more value, I guess.
Yeah.
And finally, like, I mean, the next expansion is probably just like right around the corner, because it's really been a long time since the last expansion. So what would you guys like to see for the new expansion? Like, what kind of things do you want to, like, do you want CDPR to improve or adding to the game? Sorry, did I just like cut out or?
You're asking what?
Oh, sorry.
What we would like to see from next expansion, right?
Yeah, basically just that.
I mean, it's always hard to say because there are so many things you could possibly add, right? Like I can talk about like what I would like to see nerfed or maybe buffed, but like about new cards to be added, there's just so many possibilities of what you could do. Like, I don't know, I just want them to add more like interesting cards, right? Like that make you think, and maybe like consistency tools. I would like to see more of them. You know, I like Mata, for example. And then generally I like cards that give you like multiple options on how you can play them, right? They have like different, where you can choose between different abilities. I feel like they increase the like strategic complexity to some extent. So like that kind of stuff.
Right, wonderful. And Gary, what are your hopes?
I hope they bring the spy back in the next expansion. The Nifga spy and the White Hunt. I mean, they have a lot of good decks in the beta Gwent. I hope they just bring the things back on the next 2 expansion. Like consume neck, some similar card, and the Nifga spy, some similar card, right? I miss those things. I want weather back.
I think
I mean, they already bring something back, like the armor and the Skalaga. I mean, Skalaga is similar like the old Gwent, I think.
Yeah, there are a lot of stuff that is quite similar to old Gwent for Skalaga.
Yeah, I just hope they bring the good stuff back and create some new interesting thing like scenario, but not this kind of scenario. I mean, scenario is overpowered, but I like the idea. So
I also really they bring some of the old mechanics back, I guess, especially spies, because I also really enjoy them. So Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they can still do and improve on the games, I think.
Yeah.
And for the balance changes, like, what are your guys' hopes on that overall?
I mean, it's pretty much what I already said, that they nerf the scenarios in some way and redesign artifact removal in some way would be my biggest priority. And then, I think Syndicate, again, could be a bit of a nerf. Like, they already said they're gonna nerf Hidden Cache.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think, maybe Louisa is a bit too strong as well. So that could... and that Louisa's Zavala combo gets played in literally every single Syndicate deck, so like, it would maybe be good if that was like not so prevalent.
Yeah. I think Louisa Zavala has been like the staple in Syndicate decks ever since its release. So.
Yeah. To be honest, they should have been especially the Louisa. Louisa is super strong. 9 provisioning, 6 points, and it's not even order. I mean, look at that card. It should be order, right?
Yeah.
If you compare it to like the Damien scale thing, like.
Yeah, like Sienna is order, and Damien is order, Stefan is order. Or maybe they just bring everything not order.
Yeah.
Like the Beta Quint, the Cassia, right? It's not order. It's just deploy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, either you put everything to Louisa's level, or you just put Louisa to those level, right? It's pretty broken, to be honest.
Yeah. And Louisa also even has like the intimidate ability, so sometimes like you can just get like 9 points simply without the deploy part because of it.
Yeah, the crime deck is pretty popular right now. The crime deck is pretty strong. Yeah, if you get the rare con, and that deck, the Louisa will gain like Louisa will become like 10 or 11 with a crime deck.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have a lot of job on balance.
Yeah, definitely. I also hope to see them somehow make monsters a bit more viable in the meta.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, the bronze card should be more. I mean, something more, just like Syndicate. The Syndicate.
Yeah. Syndicate.
And Monster also has the issue they don't really have good leader abilities, I think.
That's true.
It's like
Monster.
Yeah.
Maybe the vampire lead ability is the strongest one.
And that one is like 11 points, but it's kind of it's slow, right? You don't get the points immediately. It's weak to potentially getting pushed in a short round.
Yeah.
It's weak to defender as well. So, and it's not even that strong if it works, right? It's like okay.
Yeah, Wadi was trying to, clap the ladder with that. He just keep loose. He can't win the normal round, right? The 12.
Yeah.
You clean everything, and he can against with hidden cash. He can deal with some. He can even win the round 1. I mean, monster deck should be the strongest round 1, and he can even win that round 1. So he can push. If he can push, he just ought to lose.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I mean, monsters in this meta, I never see any monster deck.
Yeah, monster is just.
The hidden cache just killed the monster deck. I mean, the Asian Swarm is pretty good on last patch because he has a lot of removable, but he can remove. He can't even kill Peach.
There's no way you can.
He can't even kill Peach. What to play? I can't believe that.
12 points against you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monster
So that's a
just
problem.
needs so much more support, I think.
Yeah.
Needs a lot of new stuff for.
Yeah. Look at the bronze card. I think Goetel, Skellige, and Syndicate is pretty okay, but other three factions is not okay.
Yeah.
The bronze card is too bad. They don't have connection. They don't have combo. They just you just pick some valuable bronze card.
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling.
So like for the next expansion, I really hope they can make like the bronze package a bit more interesting. So it doesn't just. I just hope like they would make like drawing bronzes not feel so bad as it is right now. Like that would be really good.
Yeah.
And
they
lastly,
should have some combo.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, look at Skellige. I like the ship.
Yeah, the ships are really good.
Ship with sea white ball. You clean everything. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at Northern Realm. It's so bad. I just play 4 provision, 5 provision for value.
So the one bronze card in Northern Realms that can play for most the Scytheman, right? That one actually feels like it's like synergizing with your deck.
Yeah,
that's true.
But on average, I think the game is pretty interesting. I mean, I really enjoy every day when I'm streaming because I feel fun. Yeah.
But there's just still like more work the devs team can do to make the game more enjoyable and more enjoyable to play, I guess.
Yeah, we always play a better game, right?
Yeah, definitely. And for Kolemoen and Gary, do you have like any tips for all the players out there that's trying to improve? Like, how do you guys usually practice and just like try to get better at the game? Do you have like any like ways or just tips for players trying to get better?
I mean, I practice a lot with my teammates if I prepare for something, but if you're like a newer player that doesn't have a team, then one thing you can do is like record your games and rewatch them really and like see where you might have made mistakes and where you can improve. And basically you should always ask yourself like, why did you lose the game? What went wrong in that game? And then see what you can do about it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Gary, anything to add to that?
Just play slow. For me, I think the biggest problem is play too fast because I will stream. I will make some mistake and my fans always laugh. You know, they just laugh at me. Like like play Urgen as last car. Yeah, if you think a little bit more time, you won't make that mistake. But I mean, for the new player, I think you just play a little bit slow and take your time to think which one is better. Because Gwent have lots of choice. I mean, you can choose the most provision card at first round, but that means you will lose a lot of quality in round 3, right? Because you play it on round 1, and Gwent is about how to win 2 rounds, not 3 rounds. So you can give up. I mean, just play slow and think a little bit more.
Yeah, words of wisdom right there. Like, for me also, I just feel like I sometimes play too fast. Like, there are just a lot of plays that I make that I instantly regret. Like, I just play a card and think, oh, why did I just do that? And just,
look at the top player, such as Kolemoen.
I have to play around slow.
They always think a lot. Yeah, top player always think a lot.
Just think more and look back at your games and think about, like, if you lose, maybe think about just why you lose. and instead
Yeah.
of just going to the next game and stuff. I think that would also be a really good thing to do for new players.
Yeah. Most of the time, you will have a good of shot to win the round and to win the game, but just because you one mistake,
Exactly.
yeah, that will cost your game. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And I think that would be it for our podcast today. And that would be the second episode of Voice of Ofir. A big thank you to everyone that's watching this video, and thanks to Kolemoen for accepting the invite today. And also thanks for Gary for joining us to share his story and talk about all the Gwent stuff. It's been really fun chatting with you guys.
yeah.
And alright, that will be it for us, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.